Okay, wow, what a great day today. All right, it is Monday. It is April 3rd. Great way to start the month off. Had a great day overall, both in the indices, the little natural gas, gold. Had a really nice day in stocks. So let's start here with the first trade, which was going to be in the US 2000, which is the mini Russell. So we started off, as you can see, with the buy. Buy came in around 839. These trades, let's see here. All of them came right before the top of the hour. So if you were watching us live for that first hour, you should have seen all these trades. Anyway, we started off with a buy on the mini Russell. It did hit target, got in around 839, ended up hitting about 840, ended up hitting target at 928, which is right over here at this red line. Once again, these are based on patterns, so I believe this was an HF1 buy, if I'm not mistaken, and we ended up having an HF2 short reversal. So first of all, we took our profit on our buy, and then we didn't get anything until around 10:45. This is all Eastern time. Did get that 10:47. We did end up getting a short entry right here. It quickly did hit our target, and that was it for the mini Russell. Actually did quite well at 204. Where we really killed it, and I don't have that chart in front of me, was on the US Tech, which is the mini NASDAQ. So I went ahead and took an initial short position. This getting out, I didn't mean to get out. That was a mistake, all right? Because, I don't know, I was looking to add and I ended up exiting my short position. So I went ahead, after that mistake, went ahead and I jumped back in, and you can see I went ahead and I sold it at 949, added some more at 949, and added some additional ones at 950. I really like the short because I saw that the mini Russell was coming down. Also, was starting to see some weakness, and if you recall, we were looking at the book map, and we could see that we had a lot more sellers up there than we had buyers. Just an additional confirmation for the short pattern, and that's where I really killed it. I'll tell you what, the US Tech or the mini NASDAQ, you're either going to do really well, and if you're not careful, you can do really bad. So you got to be careful with the US Tech, but ended up having just an awesome day. You saw me trade natural gas. Just had one trade on natural gas, which was a buy. It actually turned around. I think it had a short. I didn't take that. Also with gold, nice buy on gold. So the overall, 3,090. Once again, all these, I believe, all these were, except for the short on the US on the mini Russell, and the add-ons on even the add-ons were this morning, the first hour. So everything was there except that short on the mini Russell. Everything else I called out during the first hour live. So once again, everything that I'm doing here is based on just two of my proprietary tools that I developed back in the 80s. I've been using these for 35 years. It really does simplify the process. If there's anything that I can say about the way that I trade, it's very simplistic, all right? I'm not caught up looking at a bunch of indicators. I just wait for my patterns to set up. Einstein gives me the targets, and that's it. I mean, it's a pretty simple process, but it doesn't mean simplicity doesn't mean that everybody's going to make money. You still have to be able to pull the trigger. You still have to understand the overall market and how every single one of these markets kind of have their own little personality. So the more that you trade them, the better you're going to get at it. But as far as entries and exit, it's a pretty simple process. And that's what I like about it. Simplicity is really better in this business, not complexity. And a lot of people like to make things very complex, and they put a ton of indicators. The problem with that is the more complex, the more restriction you put on the market, the less likely it is going to hold up in the future. Also, that creates a tremendous amount of stress because sometimes you have conflicting information. The nice thing about what I'm doing here with these patterns and Einstein is that there is no conflict. They both either give me a buy or they do not give me a buy. It's pretty simple. So anyway, let's take a look at our stocks and let's see how we did on our stocks today. All right, so here we go on the stocks. Man, it had not been for SOUN, it would have just been a killer day. But nonetheless, still had a really, really good day overall. So NINE, entered early. This was around 7 a.m. Eastern time. I was just getting a ton of these buy carrots down here, getting a lot of patterns set up. Had 3 levels, 1, 2, 3. Once I entered it just slightly a little bit before this thing popped. And then it popped and it went up to level 1 and went up to level 2. And then it took out level 3. When it started pulling back right here, this is when I went ahead and I took my profit. I did not want to hold it. I had a really nice profit. It actually turned around right after the open and went up even further. I didn't even check to see if there's any additional patterns setting up after I got out. There may have been, but I really don't know. That was a great gain, and I wanted to get out of it, and I was still dealing with SOUN. SOUN, I put SOU on at 9:31, just like right about a minute after the opening. And I'll show you what happened on SOUN this morning. I ended up also taking PRTK, made a little bit of money in that. BRN, I got out only because I had an appointment in the afternoon. Had I held on to it, that would have been actually a really nice trade because I'd hit 3 levels up. But I went ahead and got out because I didn't want to hold on to it if I'm not going to be in the office. All right, so break even there, a little bit here. But the loser today was SOUN. Let's take a look at SOUN. All right, here we go. SOUN, my first loser today, my only loser today, actually. SOUN, so right here was my entry point. I entered SOUN at 9:57. Yeah, 9:57. No, that's not right. 9:31, which was right after the opening, right here. So it popped up. It was very, very quick. I went ahead and I entered SOUN at 2. Looks like I entered it at 285. 285. And I had 3 targets. I had target number 1, number 2, number 3. You can see it almost hit target number 1, but I wasn't in it yet. Because once it started taking off, it went so fast, it pulled back. It had not hit my target, and that's why I decided to go ahead and get in at the entry point. So I went ahead and I entered on SOUN, waiting to hit 3 targets, but it did come down first and hit my stop loss, and that's why I ended up getting out at, let's see, I didn't get out of SOUN at 9:57, so I ended up getting out at 9:57. Hit my stop loss. It came back up to entry. That would have been a really good place to get back into it. I did not. And as you can see, it took a long time though. It took a while from that re-entry around 10:45 up until almost noon, and it finally started coming up and started hitting level 1. Then it pulled back. It would have been a wild ride all the way up to level 3, but it did eventually hit level 3. I was already out with the loss. I did not want to get back into SOUN because I was playing PRTK, and I was I had my BRN on, and of course I had that appointment, so I had to leave anyway. I couldn't have jumped back into SOU in any way, even if I wanted to. So, but overall, when I look at what I did on the stocks, see what I did on the indices, I had a really good day. All right, so if you guys are interested in learning this, let me tell you a couple things. Number one, all right, a lot of people have the question is why would I want to learn your strategy? Well, folks, I've been around for 40 years. I am not I'm not a trader that's only been trading for a few years. If you go to my website, you'll see that I wrote some really interesting articles. One is on how the market is very much like a hologram. I wrote that back in '88. That's 35 years ago. Proof in the pudding that I've been around trading for a long, long time. There's also information there that shows that back then I was entering some national trading contests where I placed very high, and you'll also be able to see that. So I was having success way back in the 80s. All right. So the strategies that I have developed, all right, these are my own personal strategies. Nothing you see here is publicly available, folks. The Einstein formula and the way it arrives at these levels is not publicly available. I've talked about this before. It's not GAN. It's not support and resistance. Nobody is using the Einstein levels, and nobody is using my patterns. What's the advantage to that? Because I'm getting in and I'm getting out where there's not a lot of competition. That is so important. All right. Also, I am seeing things in the market that 99% of the people don't see. That's what my patterns are exposing. That's what Einstein is exposing. These are based on very, very sound universal principles, meaning that these patterns and Einstein will work in any market, okay? It doesn't matter if I'm trading a stock or I'm trading a commodity, or as you saw me last week, I was trading some Forex. It doesn't matter. They work across the board. And finally, they are not optimizable. I don't know if you realize how important that is. What does optimizable mean? Okay, optimizable would be something like a moving average, where you can change it from a 21 to a 22 day, or a 22 day to a 23. You're always changing the parameters that fit the market. These are not. Okay, you cannot change these parameters. That's what makes them even stronger. And yes, they have worked for the last 35 years. So there's nothing on the market that performs like what I'm showing you. That's why I do the morning show. Folks, I promise you that I will not continue to do this for an extended period of time. I will eventually be taking this off of the market. The only way you're going to have access to this is I will continue to have my live Zoom channel open. So you can still get into that if you don't want to learn how I come up with these patterns and how Einstein works. That's fine. I get it. It's not for everybody. It's really for those that are really serious about trading. But if you just want to continue to watch me trade live, you can still do that. I do have, and it's not even on the website, if you want to follow me for 3 hours live without a delay, because once again, that first hour is going through YouTube, so there's going to be a delay. But I do broadcast through Zoom, which there's 0 delay, all right? So if you want to watch me for 3 hours every morning, I start at 8, all right, which is going to be 9. That's going to be 9 a.m. Eastern. And I trade for 3 hours, okay? So if you want to watch that live without any delays, you can do that for a minimum of only $50. Now, keep in mind, I'm not disclosing anything during those 3 hours. All you're going to be able to do is watch me call out my setups and make my trades. That it is. That's it. But if that's something you feel would be beneficial to you, then price-wise, it's a kind of a no-brainer, guys. All right. I'm trying to make this available to everybody to show you that this is really something that's very special. Everybody that has learned this, okay, will tell you that it changes the way that you look at the markets, because I do look at the market a lot differently than 99. Well, I don't know if anybody looks at the market like I do, but probably 99. I'm sure somebody else has found it. 99.9% of the people look at it, right? They're all looking at it totally different. My approach is different, okay? And that's why it continues to work. So if you're serious about trading, I think it's a big mistake not to learn how to do it. If you don't want to learn how to do it, then you can certainly join my Zoom room. It's only $50 a month. No obligation to stick around. Hopefully, we'll turn some of you into long-term traders. I can certainly teach you how to do that, because I've been doing this now for 40 years. So I also have a special going on right now, so this is absolutely the best time to get into it. I have an Easter special. That special is going to end, okay, at midnight Easter Day. So if you have any interest in that, it's a good time to take a look at those programs, see what I have to offer, and see if that's something you want to get into. I will be teaching everything that you see is available on videos that do all the training. Then, of course, you have access to me in the live room to ask any questions and so forth. All right, so we'll get you up to speed as fast as I possibly can, because my ultimate mission is to show people not only a different way of trading, but to make trading, if you want to go full-time, hopefully turn you into a full-time trader. All right, that's it. Of course, we'll be back tonight with my subscribers. We like to trade Forex at night. And then, of course, as you know, first thing in the morning, we're going to be looking at the markets again. Love the volatility in here. So this is a great time to start trading. Stocks, everything is moving. And going into, people say the summer can get slow. Now, this is a really good time to trade. All right. So anyway, everybody have a great day, and we will see you hopefully tomorrow morning, and that's going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern. Take care.